Right. Are you ready?
I am.
It's already started.
It is?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Anytime.
Hello, English Journal readers. Welcome to our April issue of Ask Kimberly. We have a time management question this week. I work from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. and by the time I go home and finish eating dinner, it's already nearly midnight. How can I balance my career and other parts of my life and make the most of my scarce free time? What a great question. Occasionally, working 12 hours a day makes sense, and I've done it too. But if you routinely work overtime, it's really counterproductive. More than 2 weeks of overtime worked actually reduces your productivity to about 80% of what it normally is. So now you have to work 10 hours to get 8 hours worth of work done. And it makes you more likely to make mistakes. And for me, it makes me impatient and grouchy. And then I don't get along with my colleagues so well, and that causes even more problems. So here are 6 simple experiments that you can do to break out of this destructive cycle. First, track how you spend your time. Just keep a note of it on your desk. At the end of a typical day, take a few minutes and write down what you did during the day. When I did this, I realized I was going to lots of meetings I didn't need to go to. I could handle it with an email or a phone call instead of a face-to-face sometime. Or I didn't even need to be involved in those meetings. Recognize your patterns and then you can start to change them. Second, and a really important one, take creativity breaks. Every hour, our brains cannot just focus all day long and be productive. If you were going to go and do heavy exercise, first you would warm up, right? Well, your brain, it also needs creativity warm-ups. So every hour, get up, go for a stroll, get a cup of tea, or just stare out the window and think about your big crazy dreams for the future. Ask your colleagues to go along. They probably need a break too. Here's one that you might find a little bit troubling. Number 3 is do a less than perfect job. You know, perfection is great if you're doing heart surgery or if you're launching a satellite into outer space where it's difficult to go and repair it. But sometimes good enough is good enough. You need to use your judgment to know when perfection is required and when to stop because you've done enough and you've got the results that you need. Use your judgment to identify tasks where perfection is not needed and purposely stop working on that task before you've perfected every detail. This is going to change everything about your productivity. Fourth idea, stop doing something. I've heard so many people complaining that they're spending 40 hours preparing a report that nobody even reads. Stop doing it. If I were doing that kind of report, every time I had to submit that report, I will make it shorter and shorter and shorter until someone complains. And then eventually you can stop doing it entirely. Or if you have a good relationship with that person, you can ask them, hey, what do you need this report for? What's the purpose? And then maybe you can find a way to achieve the goals faster with less of your precious time. 5, here's another daring challenge for you. Just go home. Go home on time. Watch the clock. When it's 5 p.m., stand up from your desk and walk out the door. Go home, have dinner, watch TV, read a book, and relax. Just see what happens. Here's something I'd like you to know. Your work will be waiting for you the next day. Don't worry. There is very little chance that your other colleagues are going to do it while you're gone that evening. Number 6, work from home. This is something many people are doing in the US, and it's absolutely possible now with modern IT technology. Going to an office makes sense when you need to meet people face to face. and when you're talking in bigger groups. But if you're just working on email or on your computer or talking on the phone to one person, there's no need for you to leave your home. You can save the commute time. So work from home at least one day a week. All you need to do is ask for permission. I know many people that don't even have an office, and they work from home every single day. Some people say, my office is Starbucks. So they go to Starbucks and hang out for all of their meetings as well. Look, working yourself to exhaustion, it may make you feel busy, but you're probably not getting that much done. You're creating the illusion that you're making progress. The next time you're tempted to overwork yourself, ask yourself these questions. When do you get your best ideas? Is it when you're hunched over a computer? Is it when you're exhausted? When are you most productive? After working 12 hours in your office? Probably not. If you're a knowledge worker especially, you need to be in an environment where your brain can be creative and you can do something productive. Look, it's unlikely that your boss is ever going to come to you and say, it's okay, you've been working long enough, please go home. They're not going to ask you to cut back your hours, so I'm afraid that you're just going to have to do this for yourself. Experiment with these different ways of behaving, or when you retire, you're going to look back and say, what happened to my life? What a pity that would be. How long